Good morning, everybody. I am Kristen Wells Lewis, and I am the 4-H agent here in Dallas County, and I have the pleasure of being your moderator.
And this is a day in our life in Zoom.
Sorry about that. I have the pleasure of being your moderator this morning, so feel free to continue to add comments. We want to make sure that everybody is participating and engaged. And without further ado, I am going to pass it over to our phenomenal Associate Director of the Cooperative Extension Program, Dr. Carolyn Williams, who comes to us with over 30 plus years of extension experience and who's also a proud graduate of Prairie View A&M University. Good morning, Dr. Williams.
Good morning, Go Panthers. It is such an honor and a delight to be with you all this morning. We have not had a program planning conference since, I believe, 2017. So welcome to our first virtual program planning conference. The program planning committee led by co-chairs Cheryl Austin and Andy Everett, and a host of exceptional agents, program leaders, specialists. Our AITC centers and IIC centers have worked so hard to ensure that we keep our requested reputation of offering the best professional development experience for our colleagues and our extension family. Transcending in service, going beyond the ordinary. This is our theme for this day and the next day. Our theme is truly reflective of who we are, especially during this time of a health pandemic and racial unrest. I was reading this morning in my daily devotion, and it was so powerful to say that when you're in the company of people who have a passion for the welfare and the well-being of others, you will find that you have the ability to rise above any difficult situation or challenge and make things better. And so transcending in service, exactly what we do. Transcending means excelling, surpassing, rising above. And it's very evident that all of you have done this. Your feature stories, your videos, your monthly programming data have shown and proven evidence that you have excelled expectations. So as we participate in these sessions today and tomorrow, we want you to know that we are very proud of how you have raised the visibility and the impact of the Cooperative Extension Program. Throughout this global situation that we're dealing with, it has truly exposed the strengths and the weaknesses of who we truly are. And the strengths propel us to do more, and the weaknesses allow us to redevelop, reimagine, recreate, retrain so that we can be the best. So I love the 4-H motto, to make the best better. And of course, at Prairie View for years, we have had a tagline that says, the best is yet to come. So every morning that I get up with the will to do my best. And I appreciate all of you for doing your best. It is truly obvious that you have such a compassion for what you do and to make lives better for those that we serve. Service is a powerful position to be in. And I'm very appreciative to be a part of an organization that the background is the strength of the passion and the dedication that we have in serving the needs of others. So as we go through these exciting sessions, I want you to be fully engaged. Put some of the comments in your section that you want us to know about. And it's a little different than what we've done. I know in the past, we've always had the program areas to meet and do their own individual program development sessions. And we're looking at doing that in maybe 4 months from now. We're looking at some quarterly things to bring us together so that we can stay strong and impactful in our journey. And so be thinking about how you want to do that. And we're going to kind of feature the following, the quarterly conferences from a leadership standpoint. because all of you are leaders in what you do and you lead very well. So I'm grateful for what you're doing, going beyond the ordinary to make the best better, because that's truly what we're all about. So I'm going to send it back to our phenomenal moderator, and we will continue to ride this great journey this morning and the next day to see how we how we meet the demands that are so prevalent ahead of us. So keep the faith and just know that the best is yet to come.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. We appreciate you for sharing that encouraging message with us and for getting everybody in Extension excited for a new and unprecedented year ahead of us. So we're going to keep on moving with the program this morning, and we'll be hearing from you later on this evening, or actually later on this morning again. Right. So I will see you later.
Thank you.
So I am catching up on some of the comments. If you are having problem with your sound, try to check your speakers. Try to check your volume tab at the bottom of YouTube. And those two should fix it. But other than that, we've got some phenomenal comments in the comment section. We truly appreciate it. We also want to send a special thank you to the 4-H agent in Harris County, Jaron Small, for creating our planning conference logo that you see here. So thank you, Jaron. And we're going to be moving into a fun and engaging activity with the agent in Fort Bend County. See, 4-H is on it this morning. Amber Simon, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Jaron, we see your comments. All the way, I hope you all are feeling well this morning. And if you all could do me one favor, everyone, please just type in the comment section 2 words that you're feeling today. Shout out to 4-H this morning. Just give me 2 words. I'm looking at the comments as you all are typing. I just kind of want to know, check in and see how we're doing this morning. So if you could just give me 2 words on how you're feeling. Grateful and blessed. Excited, peaceful. I see the comments. Energized. Cool. Okay. We got some good energy going this morning. Excellent. So this morning, I'm just going to bring you into how we do. Oh, I see all the comments are coming. We have confident, eager, anxious. Excellent, y'all. Excellent comments. Thanks so much for joining in. As you all know, my name is Amber, and I am the Fort Bend 4-H CEP agent. And this morning, we're going to do a little bit of mindfulness just so we can check in. So I'm a very interactive person, and I need you to constantly interact with me, right? So the first thing that after you've shared your information, thank you for sharing how you feel. I want you to think about the first time somebody told you to concentrate or sit down, calm down. If anybody ever told you these things, can you just do me a favor and send an emoji of a hand wave? Just a hand wave. Just somebody told you, sit down, concentrate, be calm in your upbringing. Just a hand wave. I see hand waves are coming. Thank you for the emojis. And now I want you to think of a time when your family or your family member or the person that said concentrate, sit down, stay focused, they actually taught you. Can you give me a thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up if they taught you how to sit down, focus, concentrate. We got a lot of hand waves. Not so many thumbs up. And that's how it goes, right? We don't really know. We don't really always understand what it looks like to sit down, concentrate, focus, be mindful, all these words. And there's a reason. There's a reason because it's a lesser of the two, because there's no real true lesson on someone teaching you how to focus, how to concentrate, and let alone gave you a definition. So this morning, I will share the easiest way to really gain focus or concentration is understanding that the mind is an instrument. So when people say be mindful or use your mind, what they're really trying to tell you is shift your awareness through the mind. Take your awareness from one point to the other, but truly, fully be present. So for this morning and for our activity together, I would like for you to practice a concentration method, just a simple mindfulness method. So wherever you are, place your feet comfortably on the ground. Sit down, find your sit bones, and just place your hands on your lap. And this is just a concentration exercise so you can really see how awareness works. So when you can, gaze down or simply close your eyes. And just take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And the first thing I want you to imagine is the last time you were outside. What did it look like? What did it feel like? What was the weather like? Just take your awareness there. Who were you with? What did you eat? Where did you go? And now I simply just want you to shift your awareness to the last time you were all alone. There were no sounds. What room are you in? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Just take a moment here. Now take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Open your eyes. And that's simply how it feels to move your awareness from one point to another. So what does it have to do with today? Well, we simply ask you, as we shift from presenter to activity, we ask you to really be present and really try to ignite your awareness and be mindful of how you simply can just be present, because it's not always easy. So if you ever need a moment where you just need to close your eyes and take a breath, do so. I thank you all this morning. I hope you enjoyed this activity of just learning what concentration and mindfulness is. My name is Amber J. Simon now. I'm going to send this back over to Kristen. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Enjoy this wonderful, wonderful program we have planned for you today. Peace out, everyone. Bye.
I was on mute again. So, we have quite a day ahead of us, is what I said. We have a few moments to spare, so stretch, stand up, wiggle your toes. We're going to be moving into our next segment this morning, where we're going to unveil the legislative toolkit that the committee has been working on. And so I will add back to the stream with us Dr. Williams, Jennifer, And we will start with the first part, and then we will go into the second part with Andy and Ronnie as well.
Well, good morning again. Um, I am very excited of so many things that I have observed during this COVID situation with the programs that Extension has brought more visibility with. Uh, and that is the true reason behind this legislative toolkit. Unless we are sharing the impact of the cooperative extension program to all the elected officials, they will not know who we are or what we're doing. Therefore, when it comes time to support us in any type of financial request, it may be confusing as to why they should want to support us. So, this media toolkit is given some guidelines for us to be more visible, to be more intentional in sharing the impact that the cooperative extension program in your county is making in Texas. So our committee has been working several months. We started back in, I believe, April or May, looking at how can we better market the cooperative extension program. You all are doing some of the most innovative, fantastic programs. And if it's just the program leaders that know about it and your colleagues that know about it, and then USDA, when we send the report to our federal funders, and well, they're in Kansas now, no longer in DC, we should have more people knowing about who we are so that we receive the respect, the recognition, and the support that we are due from the state of Texas. So we have developed some guidelines and some strategies for you to use to make that happen. Those that have already started this process, I know some of you are getting ready to meet with your legislators. You need to market your programs because we are still a best kept secret, even though we are sharing the offices with our AgriLive colleagues. We still need to be very defined in who we are and what we're doing. Yes, there are two extension programs in Texas. Most of them know about the Texas AgriLive because it has the Texas A&M with it. And because we're in the office with them, sometimes they take for granted that we are part of AgriLive. And so we have to be very clear, very plainly describing who we are, what we're doing, the impact that we're making, because the state does give us 50% of our required 100% state match. And so we have an obligation to show them that we're making good, we're getting a good return on the investment of that 50%, so that when the request comes for our 100%, we will have no problem getting support. And we've heard from some legislators already telling us that they're behind us to support us when this request comes into the legislative session. Just to give you a little bit of history about the state match, in the 1998 Farm Bill, it was required of each state that had an extension land grant institution, extension and research, the federal dollars that they receive from NIFA, from USDA, are to be matched by the state 100%. However, in Texas, CEP only gets 50%. So it is our job, it is our obligation to get the word out of what we're doing and that we are truly worth that other 50% for our state match. That will allow us to expand into additional counties and to do some other amazing things with our program. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer to go through the kit. She and Kristen worked on this, and it is truly amazing. Um, if you're having any issues contacting or sharing the information, and it's about sharing what you're doing. I know that Andy has developed a very nice document, impact document for you to use to show the impact. This document that you're looking at right now is in this kit for you to use as an introduction to why you're meeting with them, but also the bottom line is to bring visibility to CEP and the county programs you're doing and how awesome they are and the difference that they're making in the lives of the people that are participating in your program and that you have touched with extension. So I'm going to stop there because I can go on and on.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. So Jennifer is going to share her screen, and everybody will have the chance to see what the toolkit looks like. We are still in draft mode, so this is an awesome time to share feedback, comments, concerns, any additions you think that we should make. But we wanted to make the toolkit concise and beginner user friendly because we know as an agent, not all of us have the experience with engaging our legislators. So we wanted to create a user-friendly document that would empower you to be able to do so in your county.
Okay. Good morning, guys. Thank you for your attention this morning. Just to give you a little bit of background, I used to work for my state senator, one of my state reps and one of my U.S. reps. So I kind of have an idea on the other side of this, what this looks like. So I wanted to start off and let you guys know that the legislative session happens every odd year. So we're actually about to go into a legislative session this year in 2021. It's the second Tuesday of the month when they start session, second Tuesday of January when they start session. So essentially they are, for about a year and a half, they are working for you in your district. So it's important for you guys to form those relationships with them. And that's what you guys do. You form relationships because you're in the community. So this is just simply an additional component to that relationship building. So right now, this October, November, December is real crunch time for our legislators. They are getting their legislation together. They're meeting with constituents to find out the needs of the community. And this is really crunch time for them. So it's important for you guys during this time to reach out to them because once they go into session, they're not going to be available to you. Also, keep in mind that forming relationships with their staff is as important or just as important as forming a relationship with your legislator. And I echo Dr. Williams in our match. I always tell that's his name, my legislator, that what cooperative extension does is arguably more important than some other programs out there because we solely work with limited resources population. All right. So if y'all have questions, please feel free to chime in or you have suggestions. So we're going to start out with our goal. And Kristen's going to do that.
All right, everybody. So I have it on full screen just in case any of you are using your cell phones. That way we can see it as best possible. If not, this will also always be available for playback for you to watch, and you will get this document in hand. So our goal is to develop and maintain a close working relationship with our local legislators. Right now, we do have a specific ask. However, it is very important that we have a relationship set in place so that when we go to ask our legislators for things, we don't have to figure out, who is CEP? What is this? I thought that AgriLife was extension and go through that entire process. So we want to focus on relationship building. That also goes into as our asks change and evolve over time. We want to make sure that we have footing in our counties to be able to connect with our legislators, no matter what it is that we're asking for. So that is the entire purpose of the toolkit. of course, again, to empower the agents to be able to do this work in their county. We did include in the toolkit opener our nonpartisan statement, because as a state agency, as a group operating with the university, it is important that we understand that it is nonpartisan. So we are not affiliated, support, advocate, promote any specific party. Our work is primarily issue-based. So that is important that we understand that. And then, of course, sharing our civil rights statement that we do not discriminate against anyone regardless of their race, color, national origin, so on and so forth. All of you all are familiar with that part. So those are some key things that we want to make sure that everyone is aware of as we go into this work. Next, we talk about what is the Texas legislator? So for many of us who may not be from Texas or just may not be politically savvy, and that is okay. Again, this toolkit is to empower. We gave a very simple explanation of what the Texas legislator encompasses. That includes the state Senate and the House of Representatives. How many members are in the House, what the qualifications are, and when they are in session. We also were very clear to include some links because we know that some things do change over time. So you have the opportunity to click the links. When you click those links, you can explore who your representative is in your county. You can explore what their issues are that they focus on, what committees they're on, and all of those different things that may be more specific. And that goes into our next piece. Who represents me? You can use this information. This is the link that we use, wrm.capital.texas.gov. And you can go in and you can enter a zip code and you can figure out what senators and what representatives represent your geographical location. So again, it is very different depending on where you are across the state. So sometimes you may see something from another agent, and I know we like to share resources with one another, but it's very important that you enter your own zip code so you can figure out who represents you. And it is different based on the different zip codes. So I know here in Dallas, I have a very large county, and so I have representatives that represent the northern sector that are different from the east, that are different from the west, the south, and so on and so forth. So make sure you are using those tools for every specific area. Also use that information to understand your county's demographics. A lot of the representatives have demographic information already laid out based on your geographical location. So that is a great tool to use, especially as you go into program planning, identifying countywide issues, and so on and so forth. This also helps establish a base in conversation as well. So if you go into a district where it is majority Hispanic population and you go in and you talk about programs that don't service those type of people, that may be a disconnect there. You want to make sure that you are sharing and connecting based on your target audience and aligning with their target audience as well. I think Jennifer's trying to take me to the next page. Engaging your legislator. So as Dr. Williams shared, for those of you who may have said, I've tried to contact them, I haven't heard anything back, I don't know them, they don't know me. It is a process, and the process is very important as we go into relationship building. Do not give up after one phone call. You want to start with the initial contact. Schedule a meeting. Make sure you give yourself enough time. So if you have something that you want to meet with the legislator about for a December event, you may want to be scheduling that meeting now. You don't want to wait until December, because remember, they do have other constituents as well as other responsibilities and obligations, and that is very important. We did include in the toolkit a lot of addendums. Those addendums are scripts that you can use. So if you don't know exactly what to say or how to say it, just take some time and go over the script and get the wording comfortable for you. That way, you know you're touching on the key points and you are maintaining the purpose of the conversation as well. Try to keep your committed date I know as agents, we have a lot of different things that come up, but this is extremely important because it may be very hard to reschedule. So if you have a set day, try your best to honor that day. You don't want to continue to reschedule with them because it may be very hard for you to get back on the schedule. Again, best practices, Jennifer shared that the staffers are just as important. So if you run into a legislator who says, I'm not available, but my staff is available to meet with you, do not take offense to that. The staffers are just as important, and they use their staffers to get key information. Remember, they are meeting with all of the constituents in their service area, and so everybody has a need. You want to make sure you are establishing the same rapport with the staffers because those are the people that they go to for follow-up, for information, for overview, and all of that great stuff. So make sure that we're respecting what we call the gatekeepers. Next, prepare for your meeting. Don't just show up and think that you can wing it. Prepare for the meeting as best as possible. Andy is going to share some resources along with Ronnie about what it has been like and what tools and resources they've used in their meeting. But we gave you a list of things that you should probably bring. Infographics, anything that shares your county data, your county programs, and your impact. Upcoming programs. What are some programs that they can participate in, whether they're serving on program or attending or supporting? Impact statements. So they want to see how their constituent base is affected by the programs that we're doing in their geographic location. So it's important to include your volunteers, your youth in those impact statements and conversation. And then, of course, you're making a difference reports. If you have a triad or any type of county newsletters, of course, don't go in there with all of these things and give them everything, but try to figure out from this list what is most important and that is aligned with what you are currently asking them to support or attend. Of course, we are working on making sure that our documents are clean and that they are consistent. One thing that we all shared on the committee is when you look at AgriLife's handouts, mailers, the branding is very consistent. It's always very professional. It's always concise. So it's easy to know who AgriLife is. They have a very solid brand visibility, and that's something that we are making sure that we work on, not only with the toolkit, but across extension as well, because we want to establish and promote our brand as well so people can know what cooperative extension is alongside AgriLife. In the meeting, we also included another meeting script. Again, the scripts are just to help you hit the key points. Feel free to adjust to your comfort. Find opportunities to prepare and share what your upcoming programs are and success stories. I shared that earlier in the meeting preparation. Sometimes we are caught up in the work that we're doing and we really forget the high points. I know I'm very guilty of this. We really forget the high points that we should use to promote the success in our program. And sometimes it's second nature to us and then we move on to the next thing, but really use this opportunity to share the success that is happening in your programs. And last but certainly not least, meeting follow up. We included 2 addendums. One is a thank you note that merely says thank you for your time. We want them to know that we appreciate them. Next is a follow-up email. So in the meeting, they will probably make some promises. They will say, I will come to your program, or I will support this, or I want to do that. Include those things in your follow-up email, and we gave a script layout for that as well. So you can see a very nice and respectful way to say, hey, remember you said you were going to do X, Y, and Z. And that, again, help establish the relationship going on, moving forward. Next, ongoing communication. As I keep saying, relationship building is the purpose of all of this. So after your program, you can't say, okay, they came to the program, I will talk to them next year when it's the next program. No, find a way to keep them engaged in CEP. Add them to your emailing list. If you have an emailing list that you send out in your county that includes upcoming programs, highlights, success stories, and all of that, add them to that list. Continue to invite them to future programs. Stay connected and find ways to support their community engagement events. Again, here, not campaign events, as we shared earlier, that we are nonpartisan. So be sure to identify, is this a community-wide event from their office, or is this a campaign event? Because sometimes the lines can be a little blurred. Typically, on any campaign event that is advertised, there is some type of small writing at the bottom that says this is brought to you by such and such campaign. So try to look for language like that and make sure that you are supporting community events. Again, set up an interpretation meeting. We said quarterly with your legislators, so that way you can go over what's happening in the county. Invite them to TCFF. We know that TCFF happens every 5 years, so we want to make sure that our relationship is so solid that they're looking forward to being a part of the TCFF forum, because they've identified ways that CEP can support their constituent base. We know that they love a little attention. So if you have room for them on your banquet program, or an opportunity to include them as a keynote speaker and highlight them in some grand fashion, feel free to do that also. Remember, we focus on issues and not people. So we go on to talk about programs. What is a legislative program, or types of legislative programs to support? Again, I shared this already. We just want to make sure that it is a community issue-based program and not anything campaign related, or anything that may not be in line with what CEP supports, or anything that may not support the audience that CEP supports, or promotes any type of negativity or anything like that. I think that we're all great with identifying what those things are. And as we close out, you will see the addendums, the scripts that are mentioned here. And so throughout the toolkit, you'll be able to see where each script goes in case you need some additional help, some additional language, just some verbiage that can help guide the conversation and that can help best prepare you for this undertaking. And if we could scroll down one more page. Then one more. Okay, perfect. So again, identifying legislative priorities. Our current legislative priority is that we would like to receive our 100% match, and Dr. Williams shared this earlier, and we included some verbiage around what that looks like and why it is important. And you will have the position paper at the very beginning of the toolkit, and that is what we shared earlier along with the county map, so they can see where our services lie across the state of Texas in a guided script. It's very important that you establish the relationship prior to the ask. You want to make sure that you feel comfortable enough in saying, you know, we've appreciated your support in our programs. Here's what we have coming up. Here's what is coming to the floor. And Dr. Williams will do most of that conversation engagement on a statewide level, but we want to make sure that we prepare the people that we have relationships with as it relates to our county. So we could possibly, there you go. There you go. So
I've been muted this entire time. I've been trying to text you. So this is just a script. You guys feel free to change it or to modify it, but just we want to make sure that we have the same language across the board, that someone in El Paso, Houston, Dallas is saying the same thing as I'm saying in Potter County. So that's why we kind of gave you this script, in order for us to be fluid and uniform across the board, so we're saying the same thing. I also wanted to mention, and I've said this before, but your legislator works for you. You're their boss. So try not to go in with an attitude as you're inferior. They work for you. And most legislators care about you and care about the county. So they want to hear about the work that you're doing. So just be passionate like you guys are, form that relationship. I know my legislator is phenomenal. He really, really cares about his district, and he cares about Texans in general. So just keep that mindset. Again, staffers are great. They're the ones that are communicating the information to the legislator. I know I would have a briefing with my senator and, who you're speaking to, what's going on. So they do hear you, or at least the ones that I've worked for have.
That is correct. So thank you for sharing that, Jennifer. I think that's it. That's all that we have as it relates to the toolkit. Use today to send us some feedback if you think that we should add something or talk a little bit more about something, so that as we go into the final stages of the toolkit and what you will receive, it will actually be very useful and helpful to you to move forward with. So without further ado,
I was going to mention one more thing. I'm so sorry.
all right.
During the ongoing communication part of this toolkit, keep in mind that legislators are looking for opportunities also to promote themselves. They are elected officials. They have to be in the community. And like, for example, we had our big food distribution this Saturday. It just occurred to me, I should have invited 4. He would love a photo op, I'm sure, of him handing out boxes of food to those in need. So keep in mind that you're also doing them a favor as well by giving them an opportunity to be a part of a program that serves the limited resources populations.
Absolutely. So now we're going to add in Andy and Ronnie, and they're going to share some additional resources with us around engaging your legislators.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So happy to see everybody supporting each other within the chat group. It's really high vibe energy, and I'm here for it. And so I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share my screen. And I am going to share our county infographic template. Can you make that full screen? Thank you. Okay, so this is a county infographic template that we came up with. We used a survey tool to survey our Legislative Action Committee and get some feedback from them on what our 6 areas would be on this template. I did take the liberty of giving you guys either a Canva template option or a Microsoft Power template option, whichever you feel more comfortable with. All of this is editable, either option that you use. So I'm going to go through all of these options, okay? So if you chose the template for Canva, you're going to, if you click this link, you're going to be sent to this screen, and then you'll just go ahead and use a template, and it'll give you a fresh copy for you to edit and change up. Same thing with the Microsoft PowerPoint template. You'll be able to pull that in and change all of these to your own county and specific program areas. Okay, so let's go through the tool. On the left-hand side of the infographic, we have, of course, our Prairie View Cooperative Extension Program. Right here, we have our county information. Here in El Paso County, we have our CED and 4-H agents, but you can change that to whatever programs that you have and make sure that you have your county name here. We have our mission here, and that's taken directly from the website, so there's no need to change that, okay? It should be left untouched. And here's the top portion of the template. We have the value of CEP. This is also doesn't really need to be changed. We're a trusted resource. We have programs that work for people that need us the most. And of course, we're a professional educator network. So we want to show our economic impact, right? We want to quantify all of your program monetary values, any donations that you're getting. If you're doing any loan packaging assistance, I know that CED did a lot of loan packaging assistance during COVID for businesses and agricultural businesses. So if you have any of that information, you want to put that here, any scholarships, anything like that. Here in El Paso County, all of this information is here so that you can get some examples of what kind of numbers or what kind of information that you want to put there. But this is specific for your county. So you're going to edit this to what the numbers are for your own county. Okay, so here in El Paso County, we had over $1 million in contracts awarded to Bid Academy graduates last year, 114,000 in CED technical assistance. 4-H had 9,500 in youth programming for limited resource, and $5,000 in scholarships provided for San Antonio livestock. So you guys have information somewhat similar in there. You would put that in here. Okay, and then we have our program areas. So all of these are going to vary depending on your county and what type of programs that you're doing. Here in El Paso County, we're doing business and workforce development programs, agriculture and financial literacy, Heroes for Health, youth entrepreneurship, and we could go on. But these are our key programs, and these are the ones that we want to showcase to the legislators. Now, the bottom portion of the template, the first part is our partners. And so you want to put your heavy hitters here, okay? You want to put partners that stand out, okay, to these legislators and show them that you're working with these people out in your community, with these organizations, so they know the impact and all of the resources that you have backing you, okay? So here in El Paso County, we have several, El Paso Hispanic Chamber, Vista Community Schools. Those are some of our key partners. Our audience, this is taken from the website as well. It's no real need to change, but unless you have another key audience and you run this through your program unit leader and you feel you need to put something on here, then go ahead and add to that as well. And then we have our citizen capital. And so our citizen capital, this is our social capital category. And I named this citizen capital because the legislators, you know, are responsible to their constituents, to their citizens. So this shows them right there who this is for and who we're working with, okay? So examples of these can include your volunteer groups, any associations or memberships you're involved in, strike forces, political groups, and any civic youth groups that you work with in the county. Okay, and here's the middle portion of the infographic. And so this is just a visual element within here. It has our map, and thank you, Trissy, for creating that for us and then updating that for us. And then we have a number of different visual elements that are showcasing the type of programs that we're doing. 4-H, you have a lot of new innovative programs. The robotics programs, we have a lot of cotton grown in our communities. Financial and business information, all of your agents that are out there doing mental health and mindfulness type work, and then our agriculture as well, our beef industry and things like that. That's all I have. Any questions, edits, and suggestions can be made to me at my email, aleverett@pvamu.edu. Okay, thank you. I'll pass it on to Ronnie.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, let me see here. Share my screen. Okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we did a little differently here in the Rio Grande Valley as far as how we met with our state representatives and our legislators, and what we did is we kind of got together as far as a group of counties, as far as that had CEP agents. And as far as Gloria Carter, Stephanie Bowman, Guadalupe Castro, Megan Rodriguez, we kind of got together as a committee, and we decided, because some of our state representatives kind of share counties. They go into to counties in within their district. And so we kind of said, well, instead of just having one program per each county, let's do it as a group. And we came together and we brainstormed. We had a couple of Zoom meetings to kind of plan as far as what we were going to do. And so what we ended up deciding to do was to go ahead and let me see if I can move on to my slide here. Okay. We went ahead and collaborated as far as Willacy, Cameron, and Hidalgo counties. And we went ahead and put together this agenda. And the agenda, we had, of course, the welcome and introduction, the overview of Prairie View and the university and the cooperative extension program. We had the 2019 program highlights, the legislative concerns, final remarks of the program, and then we adjourned the meeting. Being that we were in the middle of COVID, or let's just say it was starting to begin, we kind of took all the measures that needed to do for to practice social distancing. And we had an option for the legislators to come and be at a face-to-face meeting. And we had all the sanitary items needed and anything that was needed to be provided for that meeting. Or we gave them an option to come in as through a Zoom participant. And it went very well. We gave each other some items as far as who was going to cover certain parts. I covered as far as the welcome and introduction, as far as Prairie View in the Rio Grande Valley, since I had been here, many years back in several counties. I knew of a paraprofessional that started in the 1960s. So I gave them a spill as far as what the program back then was about and so forth. And then some of the other agents, of course, we did each individual highlight as far as the 2019 highlights within their programs. Then Guadalupe Castro, she kind of did a little bit more about the matching program. And that was one of the main key programs there on that presentation. As we were putting on the meeting, we did put in a binder as far as land grant mission. That was one thing we wanted to make sure that they were able to read and know the difference between Texas A&M AgriLife and the Cooperative Extension Program. So that was one thing that we added. And we put this with this folder that was provided to us, and we went ahead and passed out to every legislator this folder. And in the folder, this is more or less what it looked like. As you can see, it looks very colorful with a mission statement. And then on the right-hand side, we had the program highlights between each county agent. In Hidalgo, this is Stephanie here. And she went ahead and did her one-pager with the childhood obesity presentations. There in bold, you can see the contacts of how many people she reached out, and of course, the different areas of the programs that she had there. And as you can see, as far as on this sheet here, if you go on to the next county, this is Guadalupe and Miss Carter here, Gloria, and theirs is kind of similar. And so we made sure that everything was in comparison. And here you have the 4-H program, you have the adult nutrition programs, and they went ahead and also put their numbers and such. And the next one here is Willacy County, Megan and myself. And as you can see, again, it's very as far as it looks comparison with the other counties. So we made sure that everything as far as numbers, as far as programs that we had were highlighted. As you can see here, this is a picture taken with her members that she has in her committees. And so there's very interesting topics that are occurring here. I have the agriculture field day and so forth. So things that will catch the eye to our legislators, that will know that we are making a difference in these counties. But that's more or less what I had, and something that I wanted to share with you all, that if you all plan to do that as a group, it's a lot easier to kind of put together, and you can help each other out. And that's how it worked for us here in the Rio Grande Valley.
At some point, I'm going to remember to unmute myself. Everyone is sharing that the tools and the resources that were shared were very valuable, that everyone did a great job. Tucker and her team, Tristy, Andy, Ronnie, the entire committee. So we truly appreciate everybody for contributing to this. Also, a huge thank you to Dr. Williams for entrusting all of us with such a huge task. Dr. Williams, is there anything you'd like to say to close out this segment? You have to unmute yourself, Dr. Williams.
Yeah. First of all, I truly am just so grateful to see the passion and the work that has been put into this for us just to make sure everybody understands who we are and the impact that we have. Given the time that we're in now, like I said, a lot of things are being brought to the light. And so it's a great time to continue to market and bring visibility to the Cooperative Extension Program at Prairie View A&M University, that there are two great extension programs in Texas, CEP and AgriLife, and that we want to make sure that we're understood of what we do, the audience that we're mandated to serve, the funding source that we're using to take this awesome information to the families, and just to support one another. You know, that's the great thing about extension, is the network that we have and the support we have for each other. So I just commend this committee for going beyond the ordinary again, transcending in service, to make sure that we are given credit and we're accountable for our programs and interpreting our programs to the appropriate individuals. So kudos to all of you for this great legislative toolkit, for the examples that have been shared. And just know that, as they mentioned, is completely revisable for you all to add your twist to make sure. But whatever you put on this information, especially the impacts, make sure you can back it up with attendance lists, with your evaluation comments, because a lot of people want to know, okay, can you give me some more? And how did you know that? So we want to make sure that we can back up whatever we put on those impact documents. And we want to show, when we can, any change in behavior, success stories. You know, I know a lot of people have lost weight, increased their health status, or improved their health status. Some people have made better incomes through farming, through production, through entrepreneurship. So let's just make sure that whatever we do is reliable, it's relevant, it's accurate. We can back it up with evidence in our files or in our reporting system. But thank each of you for this amazing result. No one ever complained. You just jumped in. You just the creativity, the energy from this committee has been truly amazing. So we're going to continue to look forward to greater results, and we want the support of everybody on this call to make sure that we are the best. So thank you, Kristen, and the entire committee. You're muted.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. We're now going to be moving into another fun activity with Amber. Let's take it away, Amber.
I am muted. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I just want to say, we've been doing great work, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been participating and being involved. I just want to give a refer. So right now we're just going to really talk about gratitude and just really being grateful for the work that you do, and also being grateful for the things that you get to do. And sometimes our mindsets, the way that we think, the way that we move, the way that we shift, can get very, very stuck. It can be very difficult. So anytime you approach something, consider having a growth mindset. And when I mean that in switching into your gratitude area, I want you to, if you don't mind, I like participation. Type some things that you have to do every day. If you don't mind, just typing in the chat right now, maybe typing 1 to 2 things that you have to do every day. Somebody talked about my spirit fingers. Someone is saying, good morning prayer, logging into work, going to work, checking emails, clean up after people. Yeah, let's get the real stuff. Yes, praying is great. I love all those things. Prepare daughter's lunch school, check emails. Everybody's saying emails, teaching, drink coffee. I mean, all of these things are things that we have to do, right? And when you hear the word have to, you kind of get this heavy weight, heavy kind of like, oh, I have to do it. But if you just were to take this one piece, this one activity that you have to do, and switch it by saying, I get to wake up. I get to pray. I get to go to work. I get to check my emails. It brings a different energy, a different mindset. So when you have time, just literally take a moment to yourself and type whatever you just typed to me, and type I get to in front of that, and put the exact same thing. Put the exact same thing, whether it was just say, because everyone just said a comment, but this time I want you to put I get to, and just notice the difference in your feelings after you put I get to. So type it in. Yep, I get to check my emails. I get to go to work. I get to love on my baby. Even your words have changed. Like instead of saying I have to wake up and make a lunch for my kids, I get to love on my babies. I get to pray. I get to check my emails. You get what I'm saying? So whenever you have time, really allow yourself, yes, I get to go to work. I get to eat. Because right now, everybody, we're in COVID. We're locked down. We're quarantined. We're not able to travel. Those things are happening. But think about all the things you get to do and apply that to the work that you get to do and the lives that you get to impact and the opportunities that you get to create and the people you get to meet, all through this work that we do through Extension. So without further ado, I'd like to hand this back over to Kristen, and just keep that in mind as you move forward in the work that you're doing, because you're already doing the work. Continue all to have a blessed and wonderful and grateful day. This has been Amber J. Thanks, guys. Back over to you.
Thank you, Amber. We really, really, really appreciate you changing our perspective this morning and putting us in a great place. Everybody is saying that they are enjoying this, so that is perfect. Just a few housekeeping rules that I forgot to share. We will have a break at 10:30. After the 10:30 break, you will switch over to Zoom. So if you got the agenda this morning, the Zoom, you are not muted. Okay, Marvin. If you go to the agenda that you received this morning, the Zoom link is at the top. So after the 10:30 break, instead of coming back here and seeing my face, you will switch over to Zoom. So I want to be sure to share that so that we are all in the right place at the right time. We do have a few moments before we hit the break time. So I think this will be a great opportunity to give the agents the opportunity to ask some questions. What do you think, Dr. Williams? Okay, so if you have any questions about anything program planning related, feel free to comment them and we will get you some answers this morning.
While they're doing that, Kristen, if someone would like to share an experience that they have had with their legislator in providing them with information about the program impact in their county, that I would love to hear that, or they can share that.
Okay, perfect. So if you have impact, let us know. If you would like to be added to the stream with us, we might be able to make that happen. Marvin asked if he could go deep in his question. She said yes. So go ahead, Marvin. Go ahead, Marvin. Nathan asked, are we being mailed those packets? And I saw this question earlier. I think you're referring to the toolkit and some of the folders and stuff that Ronnie shared. For the toolkit, it will be downloadable for you to print it out yourself, but Dr. Williams, will agents be receiving any more of those CEP folders? The
Yes.
CEP folders?
Yes. It would help us to know how many you need so that we were not just sharing. Some may not need as many.
Perfect. John Ferguson said, I would imagine the toolkit and the impact template information will be further discussed at our unit staff meeting, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And so also I did miss the opportunity to thank all of our program leaders. All of the program leaders do sit on the committee with us. And so they've shared some valuable information as it relates to unit specific information. So that should be a part of further conversation. Marvin's question, how effective will our visits be if we are asked to be accompanied by AgriLife admin who are pushing their agenda at the same time?
You need to push your CEP agenda.
So should we go together, or should we plan separate meetings? That way we can get the time that we need.
You know, that's the county decision, and of course include your program leader. But the way that you can get into there in a meeting with them, you need to market your impact. And so that they understand that there are two programs, two agencies working for the betterment of the people of Texas, not just one. So please have your infographic, all this information available, and share it.
Perfect. Ashley's question is, the infographics Ronnie showed awesome. Is there a template document, or should we contact IIC to help with the development of those one pages?
Well, Andy did develop one.
Yeah. So what will happen is when you receive the PDF link, you will receive all of the resources at one time, and the ones that need to be customized, you will have access to customize them.
And actually, the reason Ronnie shared that one is that we weren't finished with the one that Andy was working on, but we want them all to be the same. So, yeah. And if you like that one, you know, again, we're flexible in making this where it's really reflective of who we are and what we're doing and our impact. So if we want to incorporate some of the stuff that Ronnie did into the one that Andy has made, you know, we're flexible with that. Let's make that happen. But yeah, his was because we didn't have the one that we want everybody to be consistent with when they go and share a document, because the legislators talk, and if they've seen one the same from another county and they see another one, hey, that's power for us.
Perfect. Gloria's question is, I would love to receive some training on how to use YouTube as a meeting platform as you're doing right now. This is new to me. So this is on tomorrow's half. We're going to go into some great programming tools around YouTube and other platforms as well.
Great questions. Great questions.
Yeah, these are some good questions. When do you think the toolkit will be ready?
Based on their input, I'm thinking, you know, at least by the middle of November, because we need y'all's input to make it relevant and easy to use, and that you're comfortable with it. So get that feedback to Jennifer and Kristen so that we can include your comments and be ready to send this out.
Perfect. And in Bell County, they asked about the platform as well. So yes, we will discuss StreamYard in the technology session. And let's see. Any other questions, everybody?
Oh yeah, have Cheryl to share her legislative meeting that she had, because it was a great.
Okay, Cheryl, can you click this link right here, Cheryl, and I will add you to the stream. While we wait on Cheryl, are there any other questions? Was it emailed? Someone said, was it emailed? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about.
Maybe she's talking about the link to access the YouTube, the StreamYard.
Oh no, it was commented right here.
Okay.
And if Dean D'Souza is out there in YouTube land, you can click the link also. Because they keep telling me you're here, but I don't see you. Thank you, Dr. White. I appreciate it. Someone also has a question that I think would be great for Dr. Williams to answer. What do you think it will take for AgriLife and CEP to become better united?
Well, we're working on that, and you all will have a chance to provide some input tomorrow. We are looking at a lot of things that are intended to strengthen the relationship with the two agencies. So we welcome your honest feedback on tomorrow. You will have a chance to do that.
Thank you. And now there's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. You have to unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I think the main thing, I'm sorry, I'm getting feedback from.
Because you have your Zoom on. You need to unmute your Zoom or turn your Zoom off. Or your other one.
Your YouTube.
Your YouTube.
Okay, now unmute your StreamYard.
Okay. All right. So I think the main story that I wanted to share about my experience with meeting with the legislators was that one of my legislators Sorry, I don't think I'm still. I'm still getting the egg.
Uh-oh, Cheryl. Cheryl, if you have the YouTube that you were watching still up, that's probably why you can hear it, but they're saying that they don't hear an echo. I think she's trying to figure it out.
Okay, I think I'm set now.
Okay.
So what I was saying was one of the legislators that I met with, as we were getting the meeting set up, he was telling me, oh yeah, I know about cooperative extension. You know, I'm from, well, I won't say where he's from, but anyway, he was saying he was familiar with who we were. But as we got into the meeting, and I gave him a folder just, you know, similar to what Ronnie and those counties did together with all of our information, the impact statements. And as he was looking through everything and listening to me talk, he was like, oh, okay, I thought that you were together with Texas A&M. He was like, now I get it. You are a separate program. So it was a very eye-opening meeting for him. And then I also met with another legislator who is on a very important committee for us to be able to receive those matching funds. And so it was a very fruitful conversation with him as well. And he was like, whenever you all have the information, more information to share with me about those matching funds, please send it my way. And he's up for re-election, so you know he's going to be even more willing to help us out. So very fruitful and informal, I guess, meetings that I had. Also with the first legislator, he had me meet with his staff as well. So I met with him first. And then I had another separate meeting with his staff where I gave them the same spiel. And so we talked about how the two of us could help each other, where I continue to give them information about the things that I'm doing. And then if they get calls or emails where there are people who need those family and community health life skill programs, that they would send those people my way. So that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. So now we have a special guest going to join us. Good morning. And now there's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. You have to unmute yourself. Turn your YouTube off, Dean D'Souza. You're watching YouTube. You can mute it or turn it off.
Okay, am I off now?
Yes, you can take it away.
Okay, great. Well, I was in the wrong room apparently, but it was great watching everybody, and you folks are doing great things. So all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know, what can I say? These next couple of days are going to be great, very impactful. And I just want to take a moment to step back and again thank the leadership in particular, Dr. Calvin Williams, the program leaders, but also the agents, the specialists, and the administrative associates and other support staff. You've been working diligently through a pandemic in delivering excellence in innovative ways. So even while the main campus was closed, many of the county offices remained open. So we owe you a deep debt of gratitude for being on the front lines, making and delivering masks, school lunches, other emergency assistance, help with food distribution, new online programs. And so this is just reinforcement that you folks are indeed essential. So many thanks on behalf of the college and also on behalf of the university leadership. You folks are doing very important things on the front lines, and we are very thankful. I should take a moment to talk about the Healthy Houston initiative, which was just launched. And again, this is an initiative that will elevate our visibility, elevate our impact, and really play into this legislative toolkit in terms of having some meat to go along with the message that we will deliver to the legislature. So CEP is the lead partner, and Dr. Williams and her program leaders will play an important role in terms of program delivery, coordination of programs with other colleges at Prairie View who are participating, namely nursing, juvenile justice and psychology, and business. But at the end of the day, it's really all about CEP and taking the university to the people in ways that are more intentional, more impactful, and that resonate with our land grant mission, serving the needs of those who need us most. So this is the kind of signature program that we hope will really result in success during the next legislative session. So the fact that you are having these legislative toolkits couldn't be more timely. This is very important strategically for us as a college. It will enable us to grow CEP in ways that we've not been able to before, simply because it will give us the ability to leverage even more capacity funding to do the important kinds of things that are expected of us in this day and age as the number of underserved audiences grow throughout Texas and the areas that we serve. So I do want to take a little bit of time to also thank the support crew in the college, including AITC and Ashwani, for helping the agents, the specialists, the leaders, and indeed throughout the college, the academic research farm folks, with utilizing technology in ways that are easier and even more impactful. And so thanks to AITC, thanks to IIC, the fiscal team, of course, HR, Kimbria, team of one, because at the end of the day, these folks are the ones that make our jobs much easier by providing us with important support. I also want to say that the Cardin Waller expansion, or the extension on the extension building, is picking up momentum. And so that is great to see as well. Hopefully in the next year or two, we'll have a new wing that is added onto the Cardin Waller building, and that will be very timely if we get our state match, as I am very hopeful we will. If nothing else, morally, it is the right thing to do for the state. And so it is up to us to provide the stories, the impacts that will indeed justify us getting hopefully even more than the 100% state match, but at least getting the 100% is so critical to our needs. I do want to also say congratulations to all of those who have won awards or other kinds of recognition. If you remember at the spring college-wide meeting, I recognized the county agents. I call you folks special agents. Every single one of you for really your outstanding work and for going above and beyond the call of duty. I sent you a small token of acknowledgement through Lisa, namely those shirts that I think Kristen is wearing. So just a small token of gratitude for everything that you do. You are the first point of contact for us in our communities out there. And therefore that makes you very special. So I also want to take a minute to remind you about our strategic action plan. So it is a pretty lengthy document. As you can see, I refer to it regularly. It's got some 35, 40 pages. But again, speaking of Ashwani and AITC, he's taken it upon himself to come up with a one-pager that describes all of the 5 visions, the goals, and the opportunities. So refer to that from time to time, because it's important to link what we do with our strategic action plan, with a plan of work, and that I think will make sure that we're all rowing in the same direction as one team, impacting lives and serving youth and families and farmers and businesses and communities in profound ways. And so to close, I will go back to the 4-H motto that many of you refer to, and that is to make the best better. And nobody demonstrates that better than you folks, Extension. So take it away, Kristen. Thank you so much for everything that you do and everybody else. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Dean D'Souza. All right, we have reached the perfect moment, the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's almost break time. Can I let them go early, Dr. Williams? Okay, the boss said yes. So before we let you guys go, I just want to remind you, after the break, that means at 10:40, you should be on your Zoom, and you have to log in with your Prairie View Zoom account so that Ashwani can navigate the breakout rooms. You have to log in with your Prairie View Zoom account. I think he went through and checked everybody and contacted people who had not started their account up, but for everyone else, you should have a Prairie View login that logs you into Zoom. Don't forget. Everybody is still saying thank you. Again, we truly enjoyed all of your feedback, all of your comments. And as Amber would love to say in our cheerleader voice, PV, you know. Signing off, guys.
is the play. Bergen with the ball at the Grambling 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Christian Holmes is the ball carrier. He stopped at the 22-yard line.
Back pain advancing? Discover our advanced care. Experience. Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.